Check.
The audio's recording, so I don't need Bo to bitch at me.
What? I don't bitch at you.
Everything's plugged in.
This is radio. It needs to start with tension. I'm starting a radio.
Bitch, I never fucking bitch at you. I'm about to.
You went Real Housewives on me.
Bitch, I never.
Throw a drink in your face.
That's not how radio beef works.
If we want to bring this up, you're the one that did not record stuff twice. So don't complain at me.
There's a conspiracy against me in my podcast studio.
Yeah, but
I have the paperwork. It's all been redacted. You can see clearly that I had hit record.
Blackwater.
of the three people in the room, he's kind of the only one that could have accidentally not recorded something. He's doing all of that stuff, and we just sit here.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're assuming about me and my technical capabilities.
Hey, Jesse Ventura, can you tell us about the time that you worked on Predator? Were you the strongest man on set, or
it wasn't even close? We were at the Crafty Services table, and I said to Arnold, I'm going to pull this Crafty's truck with my teeth. And I sat down and I accidentally ripped the ball hitch right off the trailer. So I didn't even get a chance to pull the truck. That's how strong I am.
From what I've heard is everyone else actually did pull the trailer and you pulled your teeth out. Is that true?
Your dentures came out.
Those dentures were adhered by the stickiest fluid known to man. So in order to rip those dentures out, the torque that I had to make with my core strength is something that Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't even fathom.
Can you elaborate on what the stickiest fabric known to man is?
It's elf cum.
Interesting.
Now, did you personally, because I've heard this from multiple
syrup.
Multiple sources have said that you killed the Predator off camera. Is this true?
I didn't want the kids to grow up thinking that violence was okay, but I needed to solve the Predator issue.
But you do know that was an adult human man in a suit, right?
It was a black gentleman. He was a very nice man.
But you killed him.
I did not support how Arnold Schwarzenegger treated him.
Do you assume he's black because he had dreadlocks?
This interview has been redacted by the FBI. I refuse to continue.
It can't be redacted if it hasn't happened.
Of us three in this room, which one of us has actually been an elected official of the United States government? I believe that's me, Taylor.
That's a good point. He was elected and won and elected.
That's so crazy. Oh, what the fuck?
What was it? Minnesota? What was it?
Yeah, it was Minnesota. Yeah. I'm his assistant now.
Yeah. Did he do a good job? Can we pull that up?
There's no way he did a good job.
I bet he did.
Served one term.
I don't remember there being race riots all over Minnesota when he was governor.
That's true.
Well, Minnesota is 99.9% white, right?
Well, yeah, maybe, but that was where the George Floyd thing happened, I was saying.
Okay. I see
that didn't happen under.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, we need him back.
Jesse, please. Jesse.
What was his? He had like a conspiracy show for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, that show was
it was unbelievable.
Something.
It was. It was. You know how Netflix can stretch out like 20 minutes of information into a 10 episode series.
Oh yeah.
Jesse could take a conspiracy. I wouldn't even classify it as a theory. Just like a rumor a guy said on a stool in a bar in fucking Arcata, California. He could turn that into an hour. Just like
easily.
That show had no evidence whatsoever.
Disagree.
That's like
it was really funny though.
He seems like someone who believes that birds aren't real. Do you guys know about this?
But that was all a joke.
I have heard about that.
It's not a joke. I think it started as a joke, but no, you haven't seen there's literal protesters in Hollywood sometimes.
Yeah, the guy that started it wanted to start a viral thing, and so anybody that is actually doing it is either working with him or is a complete fucking idiot.
I think it's the latter.
Everybody who believes in that theory is working for this man.
It's working for the deep state.
He's an anti-Avarian operative.
It seems like that actually seems more conspiracy-esque than if it was just like something stupid. Now it seems like he is in it for deeper Illuminati, devil worshipping reasons.
I think if he would have leaned into some birds aren't real, he would have had a chance.
The toucans are real, the sparrows are real, but everything else.
My wife's toucans are real.
Got him.
I'm going to do impressions and 80s jokes all day today.
I'm okay with that.
Do you remember when Trump was...
You're giving us energy, brother.
Remember when Trump was saying
I'm not
that
awake yet right
the
now.
windmills were killing all the birds?
Yeah.
They're killing all the birds.
Yeah. I have a friend, and I won't name him because I don't want to embarrass him, but he was very convinced, and I don't think he'll admit it to this day, that windmills were stealing the wind out of the air. He thought...
Wait.
Windmills were stealing what?
Stealing the wind out, like stealing the wind. And he was like, well, there will be no more wind left if we put up too many of these windmills. It'll take all of the wind away.
Wait.
We were both
Where
in high
would it
school.
go?
He thinks that the energy converted from the windmills, he's like, energy can't transfer that way, so that it absorbs the wind. It doesn't just pass through like a normal person would think.
Oh my God.
I almost argued with you, and then I realized what the premise was, and I was like, never mind. Why would I try to prove this guy wrong?
No,
I mean, that's some of the dumbest logic I think I've ever heard in conspiracy
Do you
theories.
remember the United States representative, who asked a general if we landed too heavy of military equipment on the island of Guam, if it would sink? In all seriousness,
do you
Do
know
they
who
think
it was?
that it's floating?
he was from Georgia. Let me check.
No.
it out.
Like, what? People are so fucking dumb when
But,
it comes to this sort of shit.
But it's also like, I feel like I don't know a lot on a lot of topics, but why speak on it? Like, if, say you have this idea, wouldn't you just hit a Google, or like, if you come up with something that you're like, wait, wouldn't this be the fix? Don't you think that people would figure that shit out?
No,
you know what I mean?
Logic and like reality don't exist for people who want to like truly believe conspiracy theories in general. Like, Trump being elected should have been the end of modern day conspiracy theoryism, and it wasn't. The people doubled down, and it got crazier than it had ever been. And now we're living in like the weirdest conspiracy times ever, where it's like, to argue whether or not we went to the moon is like, that's my dad's conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Today it's like,
This ain't your daddy's
yeah.
conspiracy theory.
How about the fact that God elected Trump to take on the pedophile Illuminati elite? That is what's really going on here.
Was
It's
it
like,
Robert
what the
Kennedy
fuck?
was coming back? That stuff's pretty
No,
cool.
JFK Jr.
It's
JFK Jr.
it's all just like, it's so fucking silly. People just want.
It kind of gets
like-
me hyped until it actually affects like world scenarios, you know?
Well,
like,
those
I love
ideas
that-
are fun.
Yeah.
That's why movies are cool,
Yeah.
because that's what you're looking for in movies, is like little hidden things and all that. But in reality, the evil of our governments are pretty much right in front of your face. And people are like, yeah, but it's being driven by the devil, and it's because they've all sold their souls to the devil, and it's because they come from a reptilian planet that's connected
Well,
to
those
it's like, what the
those
fuck?
are two different things.
They're not.
They are.
No, they're not. People think that the reptilian Illuminati elite came and are taking over the fucking
There's also
high officials.
center of the earth reptilian beliefs too.
That is true as well. But they still think it's an alien race.
Well, that's the problem, and I
Eichmann,
feel like
right? The
this.
soccer player guy, who's that British soccer player who wrote? He was like a hero in England, and then he wrote a book about how, like, I don't know, like Jewish people are reptiles or some shit living
No
in the center of the
idea.
earth.
Wayne Rooney, I don't know.
Yeah, you can write about reptilians existing, but as soon as you label like a people as the reptilians, like, you're starting to really fuck up.
Well,
David Icke was his
oh
name.
yeah, David Icke.
David
Yeah,
Icke.
yeah, he was like a big soccer player before he went off.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I have his. So obviously,
I have his manifesto.
No, I have a shit
I
ton
have
of
his face tattooed on my ass.
I have a shit ton of VHS tapes, and one of the cool finds that I acquired was a blank tape, and I put it in, and it was David Icke's movie. I forget what it's called. It's like, fuck. Brian, will you pull up David Icke's documentary see what it's called.
Yeah, I got his books here. Let me see here.
But it is strange to watch. But also, that was in the fun time of conspiracy theories, and I don't think he was.
I agree.
At that
I also
time,
agree.
he wasn't blaming.
Renegade, the life story.
Yeah. Or no, I feel like it's like something of man or something.
Okay, I'll keep looking.
It doesn't matter. But either way, I found it and I watched the whole thing, and it was just really poorly filmed interviews. And like, I feel like at least in this conspiracy era, it's gotten to the point where they have production value to a degree.
For sure.
You know, like they have,
I was way into it when like Alex Jones was belly crawling into Bohemian Grove.
it was fucking awesome.
Oh, shit was so funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like Loose Change.
Yeah, Loose Change.
That was on an airplane. I watched that on a fucking airplane.
Wow.
Loose Change, because I think that's
Dude.
how people are like. There's no way.
What's
an
the-
airplane? That's a 9/11.
Dude, Loose Change is
What's the Zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist
is it just called
is good.
Zeitgeist?
Yeah,
Zeitgeist,
Zeitgeist.
the same people as
Okay,
Loose Change.
yeah.
so.
And then all of a sudden, like,
Loose Change is so good.
then all of a sudden
Or
you
it
get
was at the
like
time.
QAnon, and you're like, oh,
Fuck! I kind of
people are
fed
taking
into
this serious.
Well,
but
and
I kind of fed into this.
But what
I
happened
was a part of this.
What happened was general American conspiracy theoryism shifted, and it got lumped in with American Christian conspiracy theoryism, and it became
Not even Christian, evangelical Christian.
That's true, but true, but it's
They also joined up with a political party, which changed everything, because Alex Jones was not a Republican until Trump came around.
no, they were anti-gun, and well, and that's a big like flaw in this whole idea is that you have all these people that are pro-police, pro-military, anti-government, but they can't help but support an entire party of that government that they claim to hate. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, I
And that's
really
why
think
someone-
that's just money.
Of course, but that's why someone like Alex Jones, who was against the government overall and saying all these bad stuff, him like attaching himself to
a party.
and I mean
sucks.
It
I mean
took
more
away from the
specifically
fun.
to a candidate, and then that candidate basically like
Classic jump in the shark.
yeah, exactly, giving him the validation of reality. Like the fact that Trump wouldn't let like CNN and stuff into report on his speeches, but Alex Jones and InfoWars was there. It's
Fuck
like
yeah.
just didn't make any
The
sense.
Patriot.
Yeah. I have
Yeah, it's just
I
weird.
know. I think we talked about this, about how I know a guy who was at January 6th, a comic,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I told this part, but I just remembered this because I was talking to somebody else who was at the show. So if I remembered it, he told me. The guy who I know was at January 6th tore his ACL the night before at an Alex Jones rally.
Tore his ACL.
Yeah.
I heard toured
Alex Jones
ACL
rally?
like Austin City Limits.
Yeah, he was calling it the Alex Jones concert.
He went on tour in his ACL.
You heard Austin.
Yeah.
Is that what you hear every time you hear ACL?
That's funny.
I'm from Texas. I don't know if y'all heard this,
You're East Texan.
but I lived in Austin for
Yeah.
a good chunk of time.
You're with the hill folk.
Yeah,
Did
with
you
the
just
hill.
diss him by saying he's from East Texas?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get the
I wouldn't
Texas
consider
disses.
Houston East Texas. I think of like Carthage and like
Yeah, you're right, because it's only about 45 minutes from the Gulf.
from the Gulf, but that's South Texas. Like Texas doesn't follow your rules.
I believe
of
that, actually.
Welcome to American Geography.
I guarantee you're right. You're from there. And also, it seems very Texan.
East Texas, you got to get above the Gulf and then go east. We're talking Texarkana and Carthage and stuff like that. That's East Texas.
I was trimming weed up in Northern California years and years ago, and there was a tribe that lived around the Klamath River. And the tribe, they don't have north, east, south, and west historically. They have just directions that revolve around the river. I can't really fully explain it. There's like upriver, downriver, whatever. They don't.
Yeah.
But that just seems like some shit.
Yeah.
Texas is like, yeah, we don't do your east-west nonsense.
It's funny because California doesn't do that, and I'm thinking north from the beach, like
California
I think of,
doesn't do north, south, east.
No,
and
no,
west.
they don't do Texas rules because I think of if I'm in Santa Monica, if I go north, you're not actually like north is actually east from the beach, like Santa Monica. You know what I'm saying? And so I think of California twisted like that, where I'm like Santa Monica, is straight
Wait, north is east?
Wait, so hold on. If you're in Santa Monica,
In Texas
driving
rules.
north,
Wait, so you call
hold
that not following Texas rules?
No, I am following Texas rules because I twist
Oh, my
the
God.
California West Coast sideways. and I make it
because you're
south.
used to a coastline that
Being
runs
the
along the
south.
Oh, you fucking idiot. You fucking idiot.
Twist maps to orient yourself
You
as if you're in
fucking idiot.
Texas?
I'm just saying in my head, I'm like, wait, that's not north from the beach? And it's obviously the west.
Oh my god. That's like hold on. So I grew
You
up on the
can't
East Coast.
comprehend anything other than Texas.
I figured it out, though.
You didn't
just
figure it
took-
out.
It took some time.
When you ask Bo directions, he's like, "All right, if I were in
Go
Texas,
north from the beach.
that means you go towards Dallas." Okay, so when you leave Santa Monica, go towards Dallas.
Oh my god!
No, that would
You
be
melted my
that'd
mind.
be-
It's too
that
early
would be
for this.
Holy shit. Dude, my girlfriend can't read a map, and it is the most frustrating
Boography,
thing
dude.
on
That's what that
planet
is.
Earth. That shit is crazy to
It
me.
took a
When
while.
is she reading maps?
Well, just
All
like,
the time.
hey, do you want to go to this restaurant? Sure, where is it?
She can't read directions like Google Drive.
She can't read a map.
Maps?
She cannot read maps.
Because that's not. I mean, you don't have to be a cartographer to follow Google Maps.
She's what's the opposite of a cartographer? A retard.
cartographer.
Podcasting, we did it. That's getting a clip.
It's like, you made a 8-syllable word.
I couldn't even finish
We
the
both
word.
thought of it at the exact same time, though. So clearly, that's what they're called.
Oh my god!
that's
Me
what
and
they're
Brian
called.
hitting the road on our improv 2-man show.
It's called Recart.
Refarted would be an awesome name of a show. Oh,
I disagree.
we're so refarted.
What's the opposite of a cartographer?
Holy shit, that's so fucking
going
dumb.
back to Loose Change, which we all love. Great
shit.
documentary. I remember we were in.
Bo cannot support this documentary enough.
No, I love that documentary.
Oh shit.
You know how there's like 5 iterations of it, and they have to cut more and more stuff that gets debunked from.
I didn't know. I haven't kept up with Loose.
you don't keep up with
They're re-releasing like new renditions.
So
that-
the original one is really just the best because
it's got all the fake shit in it.
That's all I've ever seen.
yes, that's
Yeah, I
a
don't
good
know if
one.
I've ever seen any other ones.
So we were, me and someone that's actually been on the podcast. I won't name their name.
I want to know after.
Yeah, I'll tell you. We're watching it in probably 9th or 10th grade, and my friend's dad comes upstairs, and he's like a staunch Republican, like especially at that time, like post 9/11, blah blah blah, and
In the GB era.
and we're like, hey, like what about this? What about this? Steel beams, fucking Pentagon, all this stuff we're talking about. And he's like, have you ever been to the World Trade Center? It's built like crap. I was in those elevators, and they swayed from side to side.
Yeah, that's
called
supposed to happen.
engineering.
Yeah, that's how.
The sci-
But I
that's
just
called
love
modern
that
science.
Because honestly, in retrospect, I don't agree with that argument, but I agree with like Loose Change is kind of bullshit. Like,
Yeah, I agree that Loose Change is bullshit.
there is some mysterious stuff at 9/11, but Loose Change is bullshit. And so his argument, which he couldn't, articulate, was
Who said that though? That the building was built like crap?
my friend who's been on this podcast, dad.
Okay.
Because we're arguing him. We just watched Loose
How
Change.
does he feel when, like,
we're
a
in high
plane-
school and we're like so fucking gung ho that this is absolute truth. Like, there's no question about it. And we're telling him all these argument points, but secondhand from the documentary. We're not like showing him clips. We're just like, but this
Just
and this.
repeating shit
And he's
that
like,
you
have
just
you been
heard.
to the World Trade Center? It's
I'm
a piece
so-
of shit.
I'm so glad I was 19 when that movie came out.
Yeah.
because to me it was like a comedy.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what the
Yeah,
Alex
yeah.
Jones stuff was for me, but Loose Change was reality for me.
Your
when I
dad
saw it.
or that guy's dad just thinks everything is shitty. That like I was just picturing like when you go on a plane and it's like rumbling and,
Yeah.
and the wings are kind of
Piece
shaking.
shit.
Look at this jalopy. They're fucking flying. This thing's a piece of
They
shit.
barely put this thing together.
I just love that was his argument. Like
That shit's
instead of
crazy.
like a political argument or like actually this is
Or
why
just what the camera showed.
yeah
Argument.
yeah the plane flying into the building.
Yeah.
The one plane, right? Oh, is there two?
I was gonna have. Hold on. I was gonna have our
There was
last.
4, really.
I was gonna have the last question of the day be, if you had to pick one conspiracy theory that you thought was real, what would it be? But I feel like we should just.
I'd probably go
ahead and do it now.
9/11
I wouldn't.
to a degree. JFK is interesting. Well, we know
I think
the
9/11 happened right in front of our faces, like you said, exactly how it was.
I feel like there's some mysterious stuff, but like with the Pentagon.
I always felt that this is how I feel about 9/11 still to this day. I don't think it's a full conspiracy theory, but I also don't think that it happened exactly how the story played out. Like, if you read a book about it, I don't think it exactly happened by
also,
by those
it's
terms.
kind of their responsibility to not tell us the truth. And the internet era is
I
hard
agree
because,
with
like, nobody wants to live in a world where at any moment, like, 18 rednecks could fly a plane into a building. You know what I mean? You have to, like, kind of, like, baby us a little bit. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'll panic all the time.
Or, yeah, it's always an option.
I
that could
think
continue.
that it was the funded by the Saudi family, which is the biggest real part about the conspiracy theory. I think it
The
had
royal family or the Bin Ladens?
Hitting the tough
I
questions.
don't know. No, but I think it was
It's not that expensive. The Bin Ladens could have afforded it. No
similar to Pearl Harbor in that it was. Well, we had plenty of warnings, but to know if we should have acted on them is hard to
Yeah.
know at this point. But I think that the amount of money that was gained from Cheney is interesting. I think
Well,
that's-
never waste a crisis.
But
I
hold
mean,
on. The weird thing about
Yes.
Saudi Arabia being involved, first of all 19 people involved with 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia.
No, I think 11 or 13.
Are you sure?
Positive, because I
Okay.
used to have a bit that screamed 11 out of 18 or something. I can't remember the number though.
But but the fact that we
There
get
were some
involved
Egyptians.
in
The hot one was Egyptian.
ooh, nice. But the fact that we get involved in a war that has absolutely nothing to do with Saudi Arabia, and then in the future when like we have like the Muslim ban that Trump implements, that like
15 out of 19.
Saudi Arabia was not on the list, but then all these other countries that have not
Well, they have money though. You didn't
done
think
any.
of that.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's part of
Just kidding.
that's part of the conspiracy. But
I
But,
think JFK.
we didn't
is
go to
a lot
war
of-
with any of the countries of the nationalities of the hijackers. I'm looking
Yeah.
up. It's UAE, Saudi, Egypt, and Lebanon. We didn't go to war with any of them.
I would
That's,
put
yeah, odd.
JFK up there. JFK is interesting.
JFK's up there. I actually think that the moon landing, that we didn't go to the moon, solely because Alex Jones thinks that we went to the moon.
No,
He 100% thinks that we
well,
went to the
he
moon.
knows
so-
everything.
So,
But
I'm saying
he thinks cigars are awesome, and they are.
I don't think they are. I think cigars suck.
Dude.
I got some
I
cigars.
just blew your logic up, dude.
I don't
think you
smoke.
did.
That was a logic
Are you
bomb.
a cigar smoker?
Yeah.
I don't smoke cigars, and I have like 8 at my place.
I'll take 'em,
I'll
dude.
give you a couple of them.
Hell
well, my
yeah.
dad's coming to town soon, so I'm going to save at least one for
Yeah,
both of us.
Split a
And-
stick with the pops.
No, I'm not going to split a stick. We're going to
You're gonna
smoke
pass it
together.
back and forth.
Yeah, it's
all
not
wet.
fucking
There you go, Pop. Suck
psycho.
on that.
Give me 7, share one with your pop.
We basically kissed Dad. How do you like that? It's like, just give me my own cigar. I'm going to go buy
What's
a
your
cigar.
dad's first name?
Robert. Or
Oh,
Bob.
you're a
He-
junior?
He goes by Bob. No, we have different middle names.
He goes by Bob.
That's such a funny thing to do. What's your middle initial?
Robert Casey Loffman, and he's Robert Lee Loffman.
Wow, I
Which
can
is
see
a
why
little-
he would put a stop to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Korean.
No, he's the son of a
Gun.
Son of a
arguably
sailor.
racist man.
He's a son of a gun.
Son of a son
Temper
of a
hotter than a
sailor.
$2 pistol.
What's wrong with Robert Lee? I don't understand.
I love Bobby Lee. He's one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, it doesn't work when you're a
Robert
white guy
Lee.
from Texas. It's like, oh, you're obviously of support for the.
I mean, the school that my dad taught at after my dad was the principal of my
Robert E.
school.
Lee.
It's called Robert E. Lee Academy.
Oh.
Yep.
Academy.
Academy, yep. In South Carolina, there's SCISA, the South Carolina Independent School Association. Basically, in the 70s or 60s during integration, they were like, we're gonna start all these really small schools that are expensive for whites only, and then that's basically what's left over.
Yeah. There's a school in Georgia in Greene County that did that, but they were like, the white people were just slightly less poor than the black people. So like the Catholic school cost like $18 a year to go there or something, and a bunch of South Africans moved to Greene County, Georgia after apartheid ended because they were like, oh, this is like a place with chill views like ours.
That's fucking wild.
Also, that county was sued by a Georgia governor because of their speed traps. The governor got caught in a speed trap, and he while he was in office,
he was like, "Fuck this!"
Yeah, dude.
You can do this to everybody else, but god damn it!
It's the only way you get real change is if the governor deals with the bullshit.
Yeah,
it is honestly awesome. I'm sure y'all have seen them. Is the videos of like public officials getting pulled over and acting like complete fucking dickheads.
That seems like a YouTube hole I would have gone down, but I haven't.
You haven't gone down that hole? It's a good hole to go down.
It's funny.
There's plenty of them.
I have that tattooed on my lower back.
It's split. There's like a lot of that are.
It's a lot of words. Sorry.
There's like dudes that are complete assholes, and then there are people where the cops are like sort of doing some illegal shit to pull them over, and they get like their ass handed to them. And like this one judge, she got pulled over. And it was like some like illegal speed trap in their state, and she fucking lit this dude up and is like, "Give me the ticket. We're gonna go to court." And like it was fucking crazy.
She'd be sick if she could be the judge of her own.
Yeah, right.
Well, there's one, and I thought it was a district attorney, and it's a black woman in a relatively racist area that's like. The white cops pull her over, and I don't know if that's the one you're talking about.
I don't know. I mean, it's similar.
So good. She's just like so direct and like doesn't lose her cool at all, and just fucking eviscerates these guys. She's like,
there's no better feeling than knowing you're right and having the authority over the person.
But it was also a random stop of a black woman. It wasn't a traffic violation. He was like, just.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's like asking her where.
He's not going to shoot a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like she gets to spank his bottom.
Yeah.
And she's 100% right. Yeah. And by the fact of being a judge, she's probably really fucking smart.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Well, yeah, and she's gonna know the law,
but way better than you.
I mean, literally. I mean, to be a judge, you have to go through law school. You have to truly understand the law, and to be a police officer, you literally there's
don't know anything.
Like learning of the law, basically. Mm-hmm. You learn how to use the law against people.
You learn how to look it up real quick from your car.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me Google this.
People don't know shit. So yeah, you start talking shit to like a lawyer or a judge, like they're gonna fuck you up because they have they know how people who have no understanding of the law react to those situations, and they can take advantage of it. But if you know what the fuck's going on, they're fucked.
And then on the other side, you see these people that are like looking for viral videos, and they're the biggest fucking douchebags, and they're like
the sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
No, that's a YouTube hole.
But there's also like a fine line of people that have researched the law, and they're not quite sovereign citizens, but they're trying to create conflict with a cop who literally is just not having it.
Am I being detained?
Yeah.
Am I being detained?
And that side, I'm like
silly.
oddly rooting for the cop. Like, I'm like, fuck this guy.
I love that shit.
I love it too. I watch every single one of them.
The
I
funniest
want to show my
ones
dad
are-
those videos and be like, Dad, listen, if you really don't believe white privilege, like, exists,
watch this.
Just go down a sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
It is always a white libertarian guy who should be shot in the fucking face.
Yeah,
just
dude,
does it.
So I got in trouble at my old job because we had it was a clothing store, and we had protesters that were like anti-fur or whatever come in the store, and like it was insane. They lost their minds. They like hit us. I was like bleeding on my arm from
It's
some
always
like
shitty animals. The only chinchillas are a little cute. I don't know if I like chinchillas.
it was like fox fur, but it was like
Fuck a fox.
not
I
even
like
the
a
company
fox.
that I worked for. It was like their parent company did it. And but some gutter punk dude.
Can't judge me by the sins of
who
my
had
father.
had studs all over his vest, tried to barge through me and cut my arm and shit. He was fucking ridiculous.
But it's also you work there. You're not the fucking owner
for sure.
or
it's
Ooh,
insane.
Somebody sounds like Nazi Germany all over again. He's just following orders. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
He's following orders to the genocide of all the foxes
of Urban Outfitters.
Fox
yeah.
or foxes?
Right. It wasn't Urban
Did you
Outfitters.
say foxes?
I think fox
Yeah, I think it
is
was
plural.
foxes.
No, I think fox
Fox?
is plural.
Fox? There's 11 fox? No, I think it's foxes.
Fuck.
Look
foxes and socks is there's a
That's
Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
Foxes is
Well, you
not
just
right.
looked that up. I think fox is plural.
But at one point they came back.
Foxes.
Foxes.
It is
yeah,
foxes.
Suck it, bitch.
All right, I take
Foxes
it back.
in socks. They came back and it was worse the second time. And we called the police, and they literally. They went out, chatted with all these people, and then they came and said, they're we just talked to the sovereign citizen who is a free speech advocate, blah, 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 and went through this whole thing. And I was I literally said to the cop in front of my boss, I was if these fucking people were black, you would treat them differently. What the fuck are you doing with your job? You're saying that if they cross the line, it's just them touching us unprovoked, which has already happened. You should be arresting these people and treating them the way that you treated all the fucking protesters at the George Floyd. I fucking went in at the cops and they didn't give a shit. They were nope, this is how we handle situations. So it's obviously not how you handle situations. I've seen you throw tear gas.
You think
Where
they
is
would
it? Where's your tear
treat the
gas?
fur activists similar though, because they're conservative and they hate hippies and shit. I remember when I was at a riot in Oakland, and we were doing this little face-off with these cops, just harassing them, and they were coming back, and there was two things. One, somebody yelled. The funniest one was somebody yelled, "I pay your salary," and this guy goes, "I fucking doubt it." And then there was another. I mean, it was
Are we a right-wing podcast now?
no, I was on the other side. I threw a rock in a cop's face that day.
Whoa!
But
cut that.
it was
No, fucking leave it in.
statute
Show
of
pictures.
limitations are over. I think. I don't know. When is that over?
Your face isn't on it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
But
Photos or it didn't happen.
I forgot. Oh yeah. And the guy, somebody said something, and this fat cop. There was always these fat cops where their flak vest comes out straight off their belly like a table. And
It reminds me of a
his
drumline
face
major.
was squeezed into his fucking visor helmet, just pushed in, smushed. And he
a
goes,
lineman in a too small helmet.
yeah. And somebody said something. He goes, I don't give a shit. I'm getting overtime to crack hippies' skulls. That's what he's this big fat guy.
I'm
it was
kind
so
of on
funny.
his side for this. I'm sorry, Brian.
Crack
But it was
hippie
over.
skulls.
I don't remember that one was over. Never mind. I don't know. I forgot what the riot was about.
Yeah, because it probably didn't matter.
I hate cops so fucking much, especially in those scenarios.
I hate them too.
No,
it's
I
so
do
fucking
too.
dumb.
But
I like them both.
no, I don't like him. But in that case, he sounded pretty cool.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's no. That's the thing.
Cracking hippies.
There's no denying that was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I laughed.
Yeah.
I don't.
If it's a
who
line in
cares?
the movie, you're gonna giggle.
Yeah, I don't mind a zinger.
You live for it.
Yeah, if I was talking shit, if I was in any situation, even if I was a boxer, I know I'm about to fight this guy and he has some good lines, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Yeah, of course. You can't.
fair.
You have to understand what's going on in the moment, even though you hate the guy.
True.
Wakanda, if you were
Did you say Wakanda?
Wakanda forever. If you guys were,
Not forever and ever and ever.
well, you got to say it every now and then. Wakanda forever. If you were a UFC fighter, would you be a quiet, scary guy, or would you be a flip the table showman?
No, I'm a quiet person. Even in any other sports, I've never been a big celebrator. I'm always
Walter Payton.
if I score touchdowns, I'll just stand there in the end zone. And
Oh,
let
I'm
people come
I'm
celebrate
straight
and
to the
stuff like
ref,
that.
handing the ball.
Nick Chubb style. He's like that now.
I love that.
Yeah, I love. He doesn't wear any fucking braces. Every football player looks like RoboCop now, and he comes out like it's 1945. He has not a single. All he has is the pads you're required to wear.
Yeah.
And then he scores it. He's the second best running back in football, probably.
Well,
And
even
he scores a touchdown, just hands the ball off, and goes right back to the sideline. He's all business.
Henry was
Yeah,
he's
that's-
the best running back.
I think he is too, but yeah.
terrible team. So, or not terrible.
But
team.
I just love guys
mediocre
who
team.
don't have to celebrate. I'm doing the worm. I'm gonna fucking on the off season. I'm taking yoga so I can do a split.
If you're not,
I've just never. I don't think I've ever really celebrated anything like that.
If you're not the guy that scores regularly, and you score, I think it's totally okay to give a little celebration. But if you're just the fucking one of the dominant guys, I think it's really cool when you just hand the ball off to the ref and get back to the sideline.
Do you remember that Key and Peele sketch?
Yeah.
About the fighters where he's like, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. He's like, God told me.
What did he say?
He's like, God told me I am his tool, I'm his instrument, and I will when I squeeze the last breath out of his lungs, and he's crying.
And when your family sees you, they will love the new you.
He's like, that didn't even make sense.
Is this a crazy man?
Shit was so funny.
That's some shit that I remember Joe Rogan telling stories when he was like doing early taekwondo tournaments. He said that whenever his opponent was religious, he would get extra scared.
Yeah,
because it's just like, he feels like he has a god on his side.
Oh yeah.
I remember there's a famous press conference between these two fighters, Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo, and Tony Harrison had just beaten him. It was a rematch, and Harrison is like one of the smoothest talkers and all. He's a trainer now. He's just a gift of the gab. He's so fucking funny. And Jamar Neighbors, this comedian, told me, he goes, you know how I knew Charlo was gonna whoop Tony Harrison's ass? Is because Harrison would come off with all these slick one-liners, and Charlo would be like, "Man, fuck you!" And he was like, he wasn't even trying to sell the fight. He wasn't talking shit. He was just pure rage,
dude. That's how. Same thing.
If you were that good though, who cares? You could say whatever you want and let the other guy build the fight up.
But you gotta understand.
You gotta sell the fight. Though.
I didn't realize how much some fighters' personalities play a role in the fight, because it literally takes a toll on the other person. Like,
if you're that good, I don't think it does.
Dude, I'm telling you, what Conor McGregor did to Jose Aldo. At the time, Jose Aldo was considered, and in my opinion,
a 9 or 11 fight streak?
Jose Aldo hadn't lost in like 7 years.
Yeah.
He was the champion of WEC, which was a smaller organization for lighter weight classes that the UFC owned and then eventually absorbed to get those smaller weight classes.
Yeah.
He was the champion in WEC, came over to the UFC, and just continued winning for years. And then Conor McGregor came in, and basically what happened is Conor started fucking with him through their whole like promotional tour, and then Jose got injured. And so then they went on another promotional tour for like a year and was just fucking with him, would like steal his belt at the conferences and like run around, this is my belt and shit, and really fucked with him and then beat him in just a few seconds. Like,
but
literally
Prime Conor was the best.
The reason he
7
beat
years,
Jose Aldo, Jose Aldo went on a 7-year streak.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of years.
No, you can't deny that that's an important part of the strategy.
The reason he beat Jose Aldo was because...
It definitely is. Joe,
he was eager.
It helps.
He threw a punch that he would never normally throw. He was overreaching, and he got caught. And even after that fight,
you're saying you got him heated, so he
100%
threw some wild stuff.
He was angry and trying to get after him. Now...
Joe Frazier,
it worked really good with Khabib, though.
I think the same thing... well, that's different. But I think the same thing happened when Conor fought Nate Diaz, is that Conor did all the stuff that he had done to his previous fighters, but on Nate Diaz, it didn't work.
Yeah,
so he would say...
Nate Diaz is a fucking block of granite.
Exactly,
like,
but you would have their
fuck
conference
you, dude.
where Nate
Whatever,
Diaz...
dude.
Yeah, Nate Diaz took shit on late notice, and so you'd have Conor McGregor saying the same shit that he was saying to Jose Aldo, like, he's a hack, he's on steroids, that's all he does, and then you have Nate Diaz,
but
he
had
like,
less
fuck this
time.
guy, everybody's on steroids, nobody gives a shit, and people started shifting and supporting Nate Diaz, and I think
Nate
that's
Diaz
a big reason as to why
shit.
he won, is because Conor couldn't have that advantage, and so it really was skill for skill, straight up, and Nate beat him.
I see what you're saying, but I feel like that's an advantage in itself if you're not affected by that stupid shit. You know it's a fucking ploy, you know it's a game, you know you're selling the fight, and if you're Nate Diaz, he's like, fuck this motherfucker.
Right, but it's all about mental strength.
I don't care about this motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck him up, dude. Like,
But that's why I think he lost to Nate, is because that's one advantage that he's had over every opponent.
But he also beat Nate, right?
He beat him in a rematch
3 times.
They only fought twice.
Oh.
And Conor,
so they're 1-1?
Conor won the rematch, but it was
a brutal fight.
Very close.
Yeah.
Like very, very
was,
close.
Did they go to decision both times?
Nate's
No,
I gotta pee.
Nate choked him out in the second round in the first fight, and then Conor won a decision.
Right? I won't talk off.
Yeah, late in the second round.
Yeah, that's interesting. No, I think that's absolutely a skill, and it's just because if it doesn't work on some people or whatever, that doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you could be the hardest puncher in the world. There is a chin that can take your punch, but that doesn't mean your hard punching isn't a tool.
Exactly.
Like, talking shit. I mean, Joe Frazier went to his grave hating Muhammad Ali because of the shit Muhammad Ali said about him. Yeah. And then there's no reason why Joe Frazier shouldn't have beat Muhammad Ali all 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people disagree with me on that, but he fought past his prime Muhammad Ali every time. He fought post-Vietnam Muhammad Ali. And but I think that Joe Frazier it was just in his head. He still beat him once. I think Ali won 2 out of 3. But talking shit doesn't always work, specifically with people from anywhere that touches Russia.
Yeah.
That
is pretty much
and
true.
it's funny because they have principles, and like Conor doesn't have any. Connor's Western. He doesn't have any God. He may go to church, or whatever, but money's his God.
Yeah.
He's very Westernized, so he thinks everything's on the table to talk shit.
Yeah.
So when he talks shit about Islam, it switched a trigger in Khabib.
Yeah,
where Khabib is a man of principle and ethics because he's from he's not from a place like here.
No, he's like now the standard has been shifted to where I don't have to beat him. I have to murder him and his entire family.
Exactly.
Everything that he stands for has to burn.
Yeah. Like, I'm letting my God down if I don't beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you fight that?
I don't know. I mean, believe in a pretend God yourself. Like, what is?
It has to be real. It has to be real.
I guess. Yeah. I don't have it in me to believe in a real God. I don't think.
I think if you were, I don't know about you, but I might be a little religious if I was the greatest fighter in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you not believe in God
like,
at that moment where you're like, Jesus Christ, I can whoop everybody's ass? There has to be a God.
I think that like once you start to like find success in anything, especially if it's something that you've like envisioned early on in your life, it's hard not to think that there's some sort of like supernatural something that's happening that's like allowing you to reach those successes.
Of course.
Because like even like little stuff in my life where like I like fantasize about doing it or whatever, and then I've done it.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
if you're a little kid and a little young Taylor's like, I'm gonna be the heavyweight champion of the world, and then you are, how do you not believe in God?
yeah, especially if on your path you put a lot of faith in God.
Yeah.
So like when I was a kid, I was religious. So if like I was like really gifted at playing soccer when I was young. So if like I had just put a lot of faith in God and played soccer all the time and became a success, like how could you not attach those two things?
Yeah, you could be sweating in 175-degree Qatar right now,
Yeah,
waiting to lose to the
Oh,
Netherlands.
thank God.
What do you mean? We're the best, obviously.
Yeah, no, the Netherlands is going to beat the U.S.
Yeah, I would think so. They just have cooler jerseys.
I mean, the fact that we tied England was pretty cool.
I thought we've never lost to England in a World Cup match. Is that correct?
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't
think that's
either.
right. I saw some.
But either way, I did
like.
like seeing all the British people talking shit. I saw most of these videos after we tied them. Like, how many players would make the England team in the U.S.? And they were like, 0, 0, 0. Oh, maybe Landon Donovan if he was still playing. 0, 0. Nobody would make it, and then we tied him. Like, that was pretty cool. But I don't care enough about it to really talk shit. I don't care.
Dude, the United States beat England in the World Cup in 1950.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
That's got to be crazy.
I didn't even
That's
know
like
we
Saudi
had
Arabia
I
beating
honestly
Germany.
didn't even know we had a soccer team back then.
I didn't know we had one now.
That's like the U.S. beating Russia in the hockey.
Yeah, 100%.
Miracle.
Miracle.
Kurt
Do you think
Russell.
Russell.
do you think England?
Love it.
Do you think England was like, all right, you saved our ass. We'll give you this. 'Cause
I doubt that.
5 years. That's 5 years after World War II.
It was a hard-fought game.
Oh,
and
actually-
that one. Okay, the 1950 one.
Rather, you know what? No, I'm just not this team. But no, I imagine
Listen,
actually all their
70
soccer players
years
were
ago.
dead from the war or something. Like I imagine they probably
Oh
were.
yeah, they were a little.
They were a little, they were
weak bench.
replenishing. It was a rebuilding year. We'll put it that way. It was a rebuild
we
year.
didn't let any of our best soccer players go to war. We're like, listen, we got to think for the future.
Do we even know who the soccer players were?
Do y'all know about that That
Hitler?
Notre Dame player that like
Rudy?
no, that fought in the Pacific and like he's basically Forrest Gump. It's pretty crazy. He
No.
like his legs didn't work and he like walked around on a table when he was a kid and then like
Wait,
got
is
the
this
ability
actually
to walk
who Forrest
again.
Gump was based on?
No, but it's kind of close. And then he fought in the Pacific and then came back and fought for the Cardinals one more year. Or fought for the Cardinals. Played for the Cardinals one more year. He played for Notre Dame. He beat USC. He was the shit. I forget his name.
Don't know.
He was like a POW for like most of the war. It was fucking crazy.
I have no idea who you're
Okay,
talking
never
about.
mind. Sorry. If I had more information, I would have shared it. But he was an Italian guy. I forget. But either way,
I wonder how like modern conspiracy, like evangelical Christian conspiracy people feel about who's that dude that after 9/11 left the NFL and went to war in Afghanistan, and then he was like, "Yo, I should not have done this," and then he got killed by friendly fire.
Pat Tillman?
yeah.
Yeah, what about him?
I'm just curious how like what like modern like Christian conspiracy theorists think about him, because he kind of like represents the patriot aspect that they really love, and then also that like kind of an anti-military side, and like what
They
was
just
going on with the
ignore.
war. So
I would assume
I'm
they
just
just
curious how
ignore
they
him.
like, because at the time when he was like right wing, you know, people were supporting him like fucking crazy, and then we're kind of turning a blind eye to him when he started coming out with all the shit that he was talking about what was actually going on.
Did he wait? That all came out after he died, though, right? Was that like diary stuff, or was he?
No, he made like posts.
I didn't know
stuff about
He had
that.
a blog.
Yeah, he had a live journal. But yeah, he had like, I think, talked to some like news outlets and was like, yeah, what's going on is not what I thought I was going to be fighting for, and all this stuff, and like showing a lot of concerns, and then
Right.
was later killed by friendly fire. And
seeing
then
it
they
right
found all of the diary stuff that was a little bit more in depth.
Did
Yeah.
he say, "What the hell are we fighting for?"
Jesus, he was a beast, dude. That
Yeah.
jawline.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Who is
That's what I would assume Thor would look like in
Yeah.
real life.
Who was the Titans tight end that was in the military and then joined the NFL when he was like 35? Fuck, he's a
Oh,
big
I don't know.
You know what I'm
Putting
talking
you to work,
about.
tipping those fingers in work.
By the way, Mario Tonelli, I believe.
Yeah,
is the guy,
Tonelli,
is the Forrest
yeah.
Gump guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mario.
An Italian.
Forget about it.
Delaney Walker.
Forget about my
No.
legs not working.
No,
No, it's not. I know.
Hobble on over.
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. I
He
know.
was there like fucking bedrock for so long. It doesn't matter.
Bedrock.
But
looking it up.
going back to celebrations, Arian Foster score a touchdown. Namaste. Hand the ball off.
Oh, I remember that one big time.
Yeah. Arian Foster was the shit.
He would say namaste.
No, he didn't. Namaste. And he's my favorite Texan.
He's perfect for this era. Like he was like, you know, I used to think he was like the NFL's Kyrie, but I realized that's becoming such an insult now
Yeah.
to call him the NFL's Kyrie Irving.
Back then maybe. But
He was like a woke in the hip hop pre-modern definition of woke, like in a common way.
Yeah.
well he
He
had
was
a
like
rap
a woke football player.
he had a rap album after he retired and under the name Bobby Fino, and it was actually pretty good.
I want to say it's Delaney Walker. Oh,
I'll know it when I hear it.
well, there's the lineman. Are you talking about Villanueva?
No, it's
played for the
ti-
Steelers?
It's a
He was in
tight
the
end for
military.
the Cowboys. Just type in tight.
Oh,
you said
Titans.
the fucking Titans.
Did I? I'm so sorry. No, I think I said tight end. Oh, okay.
You said
you
tight
definitely
end
said
for the
Titans.
If I said Titans, I apologize. Tight end for the Cowboys.
Well, thank you for your apology. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna watch this.
Chad Hennings,
No, keep going.
fuck, Jason Witten. Was
Yeah, Jason Witten.
he was in the military.
Yeah.
I didn't-
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hoorah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
He's like he didn't join the
he's
NFL.
one of the greatest tight ends ever.
Exactly. That's why I was pissed that I couldn't think of his name.
I wasn't even thinking like
Pull up his Wikipedia.
Celebrities.
Tell us what you can figure out about him. Maybe I'm full of shit.
Yeah, there's nothing about him being in the military.
What?
There's nothing about it.
Did I make that up?
I hope so.
Yeah, I see nothing about him being in the military.
Okay, I take it
He
back.
just did like a USO
He
tour.
went to college, Tennessee. Yeah.
At what age?
Was he in ROTC?
Yeah, dude. He was born in 82 and he was drafted in 2003. So he was drafted when he was 21.
Fuck. Pull up a couple of other Cowboys tight ends. See if I just heard
You
Witten
fucking
and got
idiot.
mixed up. Yeah, I might have fucked up. I apologize.
You idiot.
You want to know what? I had a hilarious I should have been embarrassed if I had any shame, but
I'm not embarrassed.
I was at the Comedy Store talking to people, and we were talking about Vince Vaughn because this dude looks like him who works there. And I was like, have you ever seen him in real life? He's a fucking giant. Now,
Yeah, he's like 6'5", right?
I said, have you seen him in real life? He's a giant. And then and people go, how tall is he? And I was like, he's got to be like 6'7". And first of all, I'd never seen him in real life. I saw him on Conan on TV, and he
Standing
was
next
looking
to him.
Conan eye to eye. And in my mind, I decided Conan and Vince Vaughn were 6'7".
They're both like 6'4",
They're both
though.
6'4". That's not a giant though.
That's pretty fucking tall.
It's
though.
tall, but it's not. I say you got to be 6'6" and up to be like a giant.
Yeah.
That's my rule for giant. And 6'4",
I'm glad you have a rule for it.
6'4" is not a giant. That's just a tall dude. But yeah, and everybody's like, yeah, it was so funny. It was they were all just making fun of me for thinking that just because I first of all I made it that I had seen him in real life. When really, as I was
You saw him on
grilled,
Conan.
I saw him on TV,
On the television.
and then I was off by 3 or 4 inches.
So you're
That's
saying
how
I
tall-
should be as embarrassed about that as Jason Witten thinking that he was in the military? I'm confusing him with someone else. He was one of the latest players to play college football because he hadn't lost any of his eligibility, and he started playing college football at like 28 or 29, and then he played in the NFL, and he was a tight end, and I thought it was Jason Witten, but I mixed that up.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything. Are you sure he was on the Cowboys?
I was pretty sure, but it doesn't matter. Forget about it. This ain't a sports podcast. What are we talking about?
Yeah, this is you guys.
Fugazi,
speaking gibberish around me
Fugazi.
right now.
Well,
Gibbroche.
Do you have any not trivia this week?
I know, not trivia. I just wanted to chat. I feel like I don't know
Yeah.
why I felt like it had been so long.
Well, I
since we
got
fucking
some news
recorded.
stories. If we want to do some news stories,
Yeah, hit me with some news
Brian,
stories.
Brian, if you want to continue researching that, that's fine.
I'm still looking.
You don't have to. It's not a big deal. I might have made him up in my subconscious of who I wish I was.
Yeah, we're still right under.
He sounds like a cool guy though that you
No,
made up.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, is this
a movie that I'm
character?
working.
Yeah, it's also crazy he thought it was Jason Witten because Jason Witten famously played in the league for like 18 years.
Yeah,
He would be like 60 according to your timeline playing in the NFL.
I messed up. Hey, we make mistakes.
Sure, I thought Vince Vaughn was a giant.
We're not positive.
He's
he
just
isn't.
normal tall.
Just normal tall. And it's actor tall.
Yeah,
You know, for an actor, that's like a giant.
he is actor giant for sure.
All right. This is interesting. I saw this probably earlier in the week, maybe last week, but a French man has won the right to not be fun at work in a landmark court battle. This was over like after hours drinks and stuff. Like, we're a family, we're a team. Like, let's go get drinks. And he was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. I work for you. Like, I don't have to do that. And they were pissed and basically had to, I think, or got fired and like sued them because he was like, I don't have to participate in after hours work shit.
Yeah, that's insane.
But I'm so glad. Brian, have you ever worked for a company like that where it's like,
I was looking for tight ends who are veterans.
we
What'd you
work
say?
hard and play hard? Like, have you ever worked, and you're like encouraged to do extracurricular stuff with the team, essentially?
I know exactly what we're talking about. I'm familiar with that dynamic, but no, I've never had a corporate job besides the
neither.
Army. That was the only corporate job I had.
Yeah, I've never had like. I spend enough time with the people that you work with. Like, why would you want to just continue to hang out with them outside of work?
But they really encourage that at a lot of jobs.
Absolutely. Any startup, work hard, play hard type thing.
Yeah.
The startups they're Google kind of invented this where they provide you with every service so that you can be working 24/7.
Yeah.
Like, we got a daycare for you. We got a gym. It's connected to the Wi-Fi. Go ahead and work while you're on the treadmill. You know, we got ping pong. We got kombucha on tap. You know, you don't need anything. Want to go back to school? You can go. We got schools right here on this campus.
Well, I believe this was more about like after work drinks or like socials or things like that.
Yeah, mixers.
Mixers, yeah. And he didn't want to participate, and it affected his job, and he sued and won. And I don't know if America would win that court. In America, you might not win that court case.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
What country was it?
Wait, to
France.
not have. I think you would win in America to not have to participate in extracurricular stuff.
I would never do that shit. Or maybe every once in a while, but like,
Yeah,
if I really liked the people I worked with, like I've worked on plenty of jobs where we had a rap party, but it's like usually on travel jobs where you have a rap party and it's at the hotel bar, but usually you worked like a 16-hour day, and I wouldn't really want to participate, but I'll be like, I'm going to go shower, and then I'll go down, get a free drink on the EP's tab, and then go back to bed or whatever. And, but never in a sense where it's like you're at an office and every Friday they want to go meet up. It's like, no, I have a life outside of this. Like, fuck you. That's
especially
insane.
like the office environment, and then getting out, like going to hang out with those people seems just like.
When I was a teacher, I hung out with my co-teachers a lot, but they were cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We were
If
at
I
like
liked-
punk shows and stuff.
If I
It was
liked
fun.
them, fine. But if I was very encouraged to hang out with people that I felt okay about, I'd be like, no fucking way.
No, I didn't do any of the things. It became a bit because we had a lot of events outside of schools, outside the school, like just tons of meetings, training, conventions, parent things, fundraisers, all that stuff. I never went to any of it.
Yeah.
And it was required for a lot of people, but I got hired under, they were really into the fact that I was in bands and stuff. So like,
He's cool. Let's
yeah. I was like 23 too. It wasn't this guy.
So
it
you
was
were-
a
you were
different guy. But
hot.
but they were like, so this one teacher who had to go to everything all the time would just, it became a bit with her. She was like, let me guess, Brian doesn't have to go to this parent teacher fundraiser. He's off the hook. And I'm like, I have a show. I'm sorry. I can't.
So sorry.
Wait, you were a sub at 23?
I was a sub, and then I became a teacher at like 25, 24, 25.
I was offered, when I was a substitute teacher, I was offered not a complete job, but they were like, this person's not coming back for 6 months. Would you want to take it? And that was like the fork in the road of like, are you going to do this, or are you going to go back to production stuff? And I didn't do it. I was like, I don't.
That's how I got my job. I became a long-term sub, and
Yeah.
then they hired me. But I still got to do everything else I wanted to do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of those jobs you leave at home. It's not like I'm grading homework. I was teaching fucking TK.
If they
Right.
had offered it to me a month or two into the job, like if that opportunity came up that quick, then I would have done it. I was doing it for a year, and I was already kind of considering like, this isn't for me. And when they offered it to me, I realized like, this is fucking worse than what I'm already doing and makes not enough money. So
I just liked how silly the job was because I can't have a real fucking job. I just
Yeah.
don't. I
Yeah,
get fired. I don't function
I'm
well.
the same way. Yeah.
So it's like I'm on the floor, like building stuff with kids,
Yeah.
and like it is as far as a job that you have to show up 5 days a week and it's a real job. It was as silly as that could be.
yeah.
That was just the easiest. I couldn't. The worst part was the parents. That was always the worst part.
Oh, and I only had to deal with a couple of parents when I did it. So it was
So awful.
I couldn't even imagine.
I
mean,
get it though. It's like it's your DNA.
Yeah.
So you're like your ego is wrapped up in this kid in
Yeah.
a really weird, confusing way. But
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude! It's like telling a parent that they had a shitty kid was so hard.
I think they already
Yeah.
know.
Well, you might as well just tell them that they're shitty parents.
Yeah,
Well, they
I
probably
am.
are.
Yeah.
That is what I'm telling them.
Yeah.
And it's like you still have time to correct this if you could just put your ego away.
Yeah. Oh, you can't. All right.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah,
have
I
fun.
didn't have
Have
any.
fun.
I'll see you on January
Yeah.
6th.
have fun getting your anus checked before you visit your son in prison.
Ugh. Yeah.
Wait, do you have to do that?
You've never done that before?
No, I just mean like for visitation, you have to.
I don't know.
I like the idea.
This is like me talking to one of the parents.
I don't fucking know.
That's not really the point, Mr. Loftman.
Think of it more metaphorically.
All right. Thai monks fail drug tests, leaving temple empty. A small Buddhist temple in Thailand has been left without any monks after they all were dismissed for failing drug tests for methamphetamine.
Damn. Wait, why?
Namaste.
How do you stay silent on meth?
I was gonna say that's like the opposite of what you would want.
Yeah,
You want to,
yeah.
if you're just meditating all day, smoke some fucking weed.
Yeah. Well, monks are like, that's always been one of my escape plans. Is if comedy doesn't work, is joining, either becoming a monk or joining the Krishnas or something, because you instantly have food and a place to live.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You know, and a lot of them are in really nice like nature areas.
Yeah.
But I didn't know I had to smoke meth.
Yeah, you have to.
I don't want to.
Yeah, it's not even optional anymore.
I'm not a fan.
But
of that
also,
stuff.
why are they testing the monks? Are they like running?
They were probably
4 or
doing
5?
some methy ass shit.
Yeah, they probably.
You don't just smoke.
There is no copper in the, in the
like
temple.
meditating on the roofs and shit.
Yeah, you act like they were just still acting like monks. No, they were acting like meth heads. That's why they tested them.
Why does everyone have sores?
But
on
who
their face?
tested them? Who's the higher up
Whoever's
of a monk?
house they robbed, or the cops after they.
Yeah, is there like an overseeing entity of the temple? If
I mean,
That's
they're
what I'm
in
saying.
society. They're a part of a country that has laws.
yeah,
They're not. It's not like they're Native Americans on a reservation.
So it's
No.
okay. So I guess I should have read the whole article before I asked questions about
Idiot.
what happened. But the raid came amid a national
raid.
campaign. There was a raid on the temple amidst a national campaign to tackle drug trafficking, which like tackling drug trafficking in Thailand is like
Monks are perfect.
throwing a fucking
It's like Barry.
sand dollar back into the ocean. You know, it's like, what's the fucking point? But the monks were reportedly removed from the temple after police administered urine tests on Monday, which saw all men tested positive for methamphetamine. So it had to do with a raid, but also it's like, maybe don't tackle the monks, maybe tackle the drug traffickers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what like is
Yeah, it
produced
doesn't.
in a temple of monks?
What's that?
Like, what is produced in a temple of monks that is being affected by them being on methamphetamine, or
Well,
is it just the fact that
The monks make all the beer in England, don't they? Like, I think monks
I
sometimes.
don't know.
Yeah, a lot of.
But those aren't Buddhist monks. Those are,
Right, but they might be.
it's way different.
they're the beer monks?
Those are white monks.
Dude, when you said in the temple, it reminded Jackson Banks. It's a joke of his, but it's also a true story where you have to. The confession for Mormon, he's raised Mormons, is face to face. Like there's no wall between you.
Or a partition.
Yeah. And so he said he had to tell the guy he jerked off in the temple, which is a very big deal there.
I think he told that story on
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
like
did
our-
he?
Yeah, like our first episode.
it's my
when he
favorite.
said-
The guy goes, in the temple?
Well, that's the name of the episode. Is in the temple
Oh, is
question
it?
mark.
It's my favorite story. In the temple?
That's the name of the episode.
It's just like, how do you... Sorry, I don't keep up with all the names of your podcast.
No, I wouldn't.
Wait, you don't
think
go back
you
and
did.
rewatch?
Yeah, the way he said that, cocksucker.
No, I just thought it was crazy that was your favorite line, and that was my favorite line too.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, we're
You
bonding.
guys
Sorry.
are-
I'm spiky. I'm a spiky guy.
it's okay.
You just did a monk cross at me?
Oh, that was a Catholic
You guys are
cross.
fucking.
They have monks, don't they? Catholic
No.
monks? For sure they do.
I don't think they're considered monks.
I don't
think
think
they are.
No, I think. No, you're right.
I thought monk was specifically a non.
No, you're right.
Term.
No, there's Christian monks. That's what all those British
No,
monks...
there are
those-
definitely
yeah.
Catholic monks.
Yeah. A monk is a member of a religious order who lives in a communal life in a monastery, abbey, or priory under a monastic rule of life. Yeah, they're Catholic.
All right.
Dude, I would love to be a monk.
No, you wouldn't.
Why?
What kind? You got to get specific.
Because you can't fuck, you can't drink.
Because if you're a Catholic, monk,
Actually,
that
I think
shit
you
is gonna
can
be
drink.
rough.
Priests can drink for sure. Catholic priests. Can.
Yeah, for sure. They drink every single mass.
No,
Takes
but
a
I
sip
mean
of
like.
wine and then wipes it with the towel.
I re-
and then wipes with the same towel and gives you the drink.
Yeah,
It's
that's my favorite
disgusting.
part.
Yeah, the passing of germs.
Yeah.
We had a like a cool priest at one of my churches growing up. Like he was like a fucking kind of heftier guy, big beard. He actually was a nice guy, and he was like talking, giving his homily or whatever, and chatting. And he was like, "But I can't even go to an Astros game and drink a beer without one of y'all coming up to me and bugging me about God."
That's fucking hilarious.
He's like, I'm in my normal clothes. I have terrible seats, and I see one of y'all. I mean, he was one of those guys who was basically doing stand-up up there, but would bring it home with something really nice, you know? So that was like his big...
Like British comedy?
Yeah.
You tell a few jokes and you have a big moral at the end?
Yeah, he would... Well,
It is a homily. That is what British comedy is. It's a homily.
Yeah. A themed homily.
That's really funny.
Yep. That's pretty true. And some Australians.
I actually think I'd be better at that than American
Oh,
stand-up
fuck that.
comedy.
I would hate to have a point.
I would be better at that.
How do I become a Catholic monk?
Just fucking...
That's my new move, dude.
Buy the robe.
Don't do it.
My
Like you're about to.
my backup plan has always been to become like a high-end Santa Claus.
I have to be in good mental and physical health to be a monk.
Oh, fuck
That's
that.
bullshit.
You're out.
Wait, do I have to be like a ninja?
Yeah.
Is
Who
there
do
like
you
a
think
physical...
captures all the children?
Is there a physical
Yeah, you're
exam?
right.
The monks are like
Yeah, yeah.
sneaking into.
They're like Krampus. That's awesome.
They get really cool robes.
That's where you hide the kids.
Yep. And I get to I get to shave the bald spot out, right? Isn't that
That's
what
a
they do?
friar.
Oh. Can I be a friar?
Yeah. I think that's Protestant though.
Oh, well, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Those
that would be
fucking
stupid.
Satanists,
Sickos.
Satanists.
separatists.
My dad's dad was Baptist, and my mom is Catholic, and thought my mom was a Satanist because she was Catholic.
Oh yeah, no. When I moved to Georgia, there was the only Catholics were Mexicans and the Haitians. That was the only Catholics around. There were no like white Catholics at my school, and like people were like, "So you're not Christian?" And I'm like, "We're the original Christians. You separate. We were first."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're not a Christian. You have false gods. You have saints, and so you pray to you're monotheistic and all this shit." And people were really serious about it.
Polytheistic.
Yeah, polytheistic. And I remember just being like shocked that kids believed in God. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, wait. I mean, we're arguing, but this is just funny, right?
Yeah,
you don't
we're
actually
doing a bit,
believe
right?
You believe this shit?
Are we recording this podcast?
Yeah. What are you, a retardographer?
Ricard.
Recartographer? I said recartographer.
He said retardographer.
No, you did too. And you're on camera, bitch.
I'm okay with that.
Bleep it.
My name's Tyler Gizar.
Oh, shit. Oh my god. Tyler got a new car. He called
And a
it-
fiance.
I saw that too. Let's talk about that off camera.
I love, you know what? I love whenever Jackson and I have been spending a lot of late nights looking up actors' Me Too allegations and like ones that we didn't know about. And like, and just old actors and their what's great about every old actor that you look at, like a Paul whatever, what is that guy, Paul Newman or like any of those guys, they always have, when you look at their marriages, it's always like married 1948, divorced 1956, married 1956, divorced. So you know they're just jumping from girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend.
And
They
marrying
got them
them.
getting married the same year they get divorced. That's what Tyler's Wikipedia is going to look like.
Oh man.
We're just having fun, Tyler. We love
I
you.
just let me talk. I don't get like that is something that I noticed in Hollywood is that people will just get married. Like you just like, oh, I like you. Let's get married. Like, what is it about? Is it just publicity shit that
Of course.
they're constantly getting married and divorced as opposed to just dating and breaking up?
keep him talking.
Also,
about
I
it.
think showbiz people are impulsive anyway.
I guess, but it's
Inherently.
like they're all gonna sign prenups. Nothing. They're just gonna be a normal breakup anyways.
Yeah, so
I
why
mean,
not do
Yeah,
it?
I
They don't all-
guess.
they don't
You
all-
get to have a big party, and then People magazine comes and takes pictures of the party, and then they post, your wedding photos, and you get divorced. Then you're on the
Win-win.
cover again, and you get married 6 months later.
I guess you're right. You're right. If I ever
mean-
hit it big, I'm just gonna start marrying people.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll keep dating my current girlfriend, but I'm gonna marry some other ones.
Are you gonna do destination weddings?
You know what? I actually think that's a real asshole move, unless you're paying for everyone else to come there. Like
Yeah.
if I was like, hey Brian, Bo, I just want you guys to know I'm getting married. It's gonna be in Costa Rica. I'm gonna need you guys to rent your own suit and also find your own hotel room and pay your own way for flight, but we're gonna have an open bar, which I know you'll appreciate.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's a
all the orange juice I want. That's what he was saying.
my buddy Ryan did it the best.
Got it. It took me a second.
My buddy Ryan had a destination wedding, and the attendees were him and his wife, and that was it. No one else went. They spent a week in Italy and or 2 weeks, I think, and went around, and then that was it. There was something for them, and nobody else needed it. And I think that's the way
That's
to
what
go.
my mom and my dad did. They had they both had been married before, and they both had a very small wedding with a witness or something.
Yeah.
In a small chapel in the Caribbean.
I would do that, but I would make sure that there was a production crew there so we could shoot the whole thing.
Of course.
And do a
Crane
little
shots and
ABC
drones
special. Yeah.
Dude, I hate to talk about a dream I had last night, but I'll keep it within 4 sentences, I promise.
No, it's fine.
But in my dream last night, I had a kid and I forgot to tell my dad, that I had a baby. And because in real life, he's been pressuring me since I was 8 to have a son.
Okay.
That's weird.
And so I just surprised him in my dream on FaceTime holding this baby. And I was like, I have a baby, I have a son. And he's like, what the fuck? And he was like, what's his name? And I was like, oh, fuck, we forgot. Did we? And I go, yeah, do we name? I'm like, do we name it? And we did. We were like, fuck, we forgot to name it. It was the weirdest dream.
What would you have named it?
Jabrion.
Jabrion?
Yeah, my kid's name. I mean, this is my NCAA 2K name. Always it's Jabrion. Jabrion DeLongpre Voki. And that's gonna be my kid's name.
That's so. I told Jasmine the other day that if we ever had a kid, which we're not going to, that I wanted to name him. I wanted to name him LaRon Rizzo.
LaRon Rizzo.
LaRon Rizzo.
That sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah, why not?
Leroy Rizzo.
What's the
nice
middle
too.
name?
Leroy is pretty sick.
Leroy Rizzo. Leroy.
I'd like to go no middle name solely because my dad doesn't have a middle name. I also thought about Filippo, which is my
That's funny.
my granddad's name.
There's an
before they
Italian comic who
Americanized
lives in Europe who's one of my favorite comedians over there named Filippo Spriafico.
Really?
Is that not the most Italian name? Filippo Spriafico.
it. That's sick, actually.
I have I think it's my great on my mom's side grandfather is Aloysius, and I think it'd
That's
be
a
cool.
great name.
That's a sick
Put it
name,
as a
yeah.
middle name for a kid and call him Al. I think that'd be
I like
cool.
that. You know
Like
what?
Robert Aloysius Loftman, Al, and he goes by Al, so he doesn't have to go by Bo or Robert or Rob or anything like that.
I always thought you guys know Duncan Trussell.
Of course.
I always
Who's
thought I always thought
His middle name's Donuts. Did you know that?
Donuts.
No. Didn't he have hippie parents?
Duncan Donuts Trussell.
He did.
Guys.
But I always thought his name reversed. You fucking losers.
I wouldn't be surprised because he has like hippie parents. I don't know.
He does.
There's Donuts and Bogos. Well, he does have hippie parents.
I do my best.
Oh my god. I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Oh, Duncan Trussell. Fucking. I always
I'm gonna
thought.
flip your desk in a second.
No, you're not just gonna hand the ball to the ref and leave.
Namaste.
He does have hippie parents.
I wanted to
I made a
write.
dad joke and he answered seriously. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll stop. It broke me up though.
So unintentionally too. I've never made him laugh that hard doing a bit.
Just your true belief was enough.
Just my regular demeanor.
Oh
It
my
might be
God.
becoming the Burt Kreischer of this podcast.
Holy shit.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
What was I even gonna say? Something about
Duncan Trussell. Dunkin' Donuts Trussell.
Dunkin' Donuts Trussell. I always thought that his name reversed would be the coolest black character name ever if it was Trussell Duncan.
Yeah, that's a good name.
That's a fucking Trussell Duncan.
Duncan.
Is a
It's
sick
no
ass
Jabrion DeLongpre
name.
Voki.
It's DeLongpre?
Yeah.
DeLongpre the street?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's so
Jabrion
fucking...
DeLongpre Voki. Get your ass inside.
Michigan State University.
Instant scholarship with a name like that.
Yeah.
Oh my
USC wide
God.
receiver.
Yeah.
Jabrion DeLongpre Voki.
I don't know.
And it's hyphenated, even
that's,
though
that's an outside linebacker. That's a middle linebacker or an outside.
if I hyphenate it, he's a wide receiver.
Okay, that's fair.
Like Valdez Scantling, Peoples-Jones, Schuster-Smith.
Yeah. You're
Peoples
right.
Jones
You're bringing it
is a
together.
sick fucking name.
Donovan Peoples-Jones,
Goddamn.
dude.
Yeah, that is a good name.
Yeah, if you hyphenate it, you're a wide receiver.
That's the only thing my girlfriend likes about football is I'll just like yell a name to her and she's like, "That's a weird one."
Yeah. Barcavius Mingo.
I mean, Nick Chubb is fucking awesome.
What's the one they make fun of on
How
Key and
funny,
Peele?
how funny is it that
Brickashaw?
Barcavius Mingo is his name and Barcavius isn't the funniest of his two names? Mingo is way funnier.
Mingo is a great name.
That's a hilarious last name.
That's a hip hop group, the Mingos.
I forget which one you're thinking of on Key and Peele.
It's
when they
DeBrickashaw something.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Yeah, DeBrickashaw is
DeBrickashaw
that's
Ferguson.
like 4 names mixed into one.
And when the mother was asked where's the name come from, and she said it's a family name.
You know, I had this idea for a bit that I ran by my girlfriend, and she
Poo-pooed it.
She poo-pooed it, but that a lot of modern black names are basic white names that have just been like sprinkled with flavor.
Yeah.
Like
That's mostly true.
Like Marcus to Marquise.
Or DeMarcus.
DeMarcus or
Jamarcus.
Or like
Marquez.
She has a friend named Marquez. She has a friend whose name
that is a legit French name though.
LeJohn.
Yeah.
LeJohn,
which is just like a cool name of John. Like I had a friend in elementary school whose name was Sean and Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Like and it's cool. Like it's not not talking shit about it, but the idea that happens, I think, is like something that people
right. Well, it's the names are coming. They're actually the only real American names.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? They
It's
don't
like,
exist anywhere else.
Yeah, because like John and like a lot of like biblical names are Middle Eastern names from that time, and they have become white American names, just like how Jesus became a white guy.
Yeah, Barcavius is, as much as it sounds like a Roman emperor, it is a 100% American name.
Yeah.
That's what an American name sounds like.
But then a lot of like names that were considered black names, like Tyrone and stuff like that, those are either French names.
Tyrone, I believe, is Roman, Latin.
Or African
I knew a white
names
Tyrone.
that have been like adjusted because of French colonization. And then so like now we really are starting to get into the first true American names.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I knew a white Jerome.
Jerome is Jerome.
Jerry
is also
Seinfeld's
French.
name is Jerome, I believe.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that.
Yep, it is. I just had a conversation about it the other day. But yeah, that's just a French name. I believe.
Jerome Allen Seinfeld.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Jerome.
Jerome Bettis.
It sounds Middle Eastern.
School bus.
Jerome.
Or no, the bus.
Jerome.
Why did I call him the school bus?
Who?
Jerome Bettis.
Oh, yeah.
School bus.
Yeah, I added the school part. It's just
The Greyhound bus. Like you just guys get really specific.
the mega bus.
Flixbus.
Let's get the fart out of here, guys. Hit 'em
What
with
are
the
we on?
socials,
What
bro.
are we on time?
I think
We're
we're
good.
over and out. Yeah,
Yeah,
1:17.
hour 17.
Oh shit!
Let's get the fart out of here.
I had a new idea, a segment idea, but we'll talk about it later.
Introduce it now. And
December
we'll do it next time.
4th, we just got confirmed fully for Bo's Backyard Burgers LA in Burbank. Follow at Bo's Backyard
Nice.
Burgers LA. Come by, get some burgers. There's going to be a lot of vendors there. Follow at Flee Your Mind for the poster, for the location, or Bo's Backyard Burgers. At Bone Thugs and eHarmony. For my Instagram, I'll be posting about it. And on YouTube, we're at What's Wrong With Me podcast. Please like and subscribe. Smash all those buttons. Just fucking hit your hand on the keyboard. We would love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Mr. Brian Vokey on Instagram. Any other dates or anything coming up?
Yeah, I just posted, I don't know how big your European following is,
Oh,
but
it's huge.
at brianvokey.com, I just posted all my European tour dates for March 2022.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Not all of them, more to come, actually, but a decent chunk of them.
2023.
That's what I meant.
Well, yeah, if you're in that part of the world, go check that out.
This was last year.
Will this be out by last year?
Shit. It
We're
depends on how
hoping.
quick Bo is at getting it up.
It's on me.
Bo's like, no, it can't. We don't have a time machine, so we can't do that.
I don't think I can do that, but I will try. I'll do my best.
Do your best at least. I have a show coming up in LA on December 8th. If you're in town, check that out on my Instagram at Rizzo. Check out my other podcast I do with Doug Benson and Alicia Glass called Getting Doug with High. We do that every Tuesday, and we're going live the first week of every month starting this month, I believe. We've done 2 other live episodes, but should be consistent the first of every month now, so check those out. Those are a lot of fun. Only $4.20 a month. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got more of these coming up, and hopefully some little extra surprises that we're going to talk about after we end this podcast.
After these messages.
All right, let's 5 it out. Bye, guys.